The last scene. She didn't block me, she just stopped choosing me. That is somehow worse. Blocking is loud. It has a shape. It says, go away. But this is quiet. This is her leaving the room and not closing the door, so I keep staring at it, waiting for the sound. It is 2:07 a.m. The kind of time where even the walls feel tired. I am sitting on my bed with my back against the wall. My room light is off, but my phone is bright enough to hurt my eyes. My thumb keeps hovering over the screen like it might burn if I touch it again. Her chat is open. Her name. Her picture. Our last words. And under my message, that small word, seen. No reply. No, I need time. No, I'm sorry. No goodbye. Just, seen. My hand is shaking. Not a lot. Just enough for me to notice. Enough to make the screen blur a little when I breathe too hard. My chest feels tight, like something heavy is sitting there, not moving, not caring if I can breathe or not. I keep thinking maybe my internet is slow. Maybe WhatsApp is broken. Maybe the app is lying. So I close it. Open it again. Seen. I lock my phone. Wait 10 seconds. Unlock it. Seen. It is stupid, I know. But hope is stupid too. Hope keeps checking the door even after the house is empty. If you are watching this right now, maybe you know this feeling. The kind where your heart is still talking, but the other side has already gone quiet. The kind where you are not crying yet, because part of you is still waiting. That was my best relationship. Not the fights. Not the memories. Not even the breakup. It ended right here. On this screen. In blue letters that do not care about how long we loved each other. People think relationships end with shouting. Or cheating. Or dramatic last words. Mine ended with a notification that never came. I keep scrolling up sometimes. Reading old messages like they are proof that I did not imagine her. That we were real. That I did not dream those nights where she fell asleep on call and forgot to hang up. My phone buzzes sometimes. Group chats. Spam messages. App updates. Every time, my heart jumps like an idiot. And every time, it is not her. The message I sent her that night was not small talk. It was not, good night, or a joke or a meme. It was everything I was scared to say before. The kind of message you only send when you feel something breaking. She read it. She chose not to answer. And that choice, that quiet, clean choice, did more damage than any angry words ever could. I am still here, talking to a screen. And she is somewhere else, living a life that does not include me anymore. Funny thing is, a few months ago, I did not even know her name. And now, her silence is the loudest thing in my world that we met on a day that was not special. No rain. No music. No movie moment. Just a small coffee place that smelled like burnt beans and sugar. I was sitting alone, pretending to work, staring at the same cold cup for 10 minutes like it might explain my life to me. She asked if the seat was free. That was it. That was how my whole heart started. She did not look like trouble. She did not look like magic either. Just normal. Tired eyes. Messy hair. A soft voice that felt careful, like she did not want to take too much space in the world. We talked about stupid things first. The bad Wi-Fi. The loud blender. How expensive coffee is for something that disappears in 5 minutes, then she laughed. Not loud. Not pretty in a movie way. Real. A little broken at the end. Something in my chest moved. I do not know when it happened, but the space between us became smaller. Our cups moved closer. Our words became slower. Like we were scared to finish the moment too fast. She looked at me and said, "You're weird." I smiled. "Stay anyway." She pretended to think. Then said, "Okay, but only if you don't leave." I said yes too fast. Back then, home was just a place. 4 walls. A bed. Noise from neighbors. Nothing special. Then she became it. Home was her name lighting up my phone. Home was her voice at night when I could not sleep. Home was sending her a picture of my food like it mattered. I used to hate silence. With her, silence felt safe. We could sit on calls and say nothing. Just breathe. Just exist. Like 2 tired people sharing the same quiet. Now I sit in the same room, same bed, same walls. And it feels like a hotel I forgot to check out from. Cold. I think about that coffee place sometimes. How I almost did not go in. How I almost walked past it because my battery was low and I was in a bad mood. One small choice. Everything changes. She used to say I made her feel calm. I used to think she was joking. Me. Calm. I was always messy inside. But with her, the mess went quiet. For the first time, I was not scared of nights. For the first time, I wanted mornings. I did not know then that safety can be temporary. That home can be rented. That people can make you feel permanent while planning to become a memory. There was a moment, early on, where I almost left. Not because of her. Because of me. Fear does that. It tells you to run before you get attached. Before something becomes important enough to hurt you. I remember staring at her name on my phone one night. Thinking, if I go now, it will be easier. I did not. I stayed. I chose her. I did not know I was teaching my heart how to depend on a place it would not always be allowed to live in. And that is how it started. Not with fireworks. Not with promises. Just 2 tired people and 1 small table, building something that felt like forever that we became each other's habit. Love did not arrive loudly. It came in small pieces. A "good morning" text before my alarm. A "did you eat" message in the afternoon. A sleepy "good night" voice note that sounded like she was smiling with her eyes closed. At first, it was cute. Then it became normal. Then it became necessary. I did not notice the day she turned into part of my body. Like breathing. Like blinking. Something I did without thinking. You know when a person becomes part of your routine, like breathing. If she did not text, my day felt wrong. If my phone stayed quiet too long, my chest felt heavy, like I forgot something important at home. We talked about everything and nothing. Her childhood stories. My stupid fears. What food we would eat if we were rich. Which song matched our mood. Sometimes we fell asleep on calls. The line stayed open. I could hear her slow breathing. She said it helped her feel safe. I did not tell her, but it helped me too. I would wake up in the middle of the night just to check if the call was still there. Like if the line was alive, then we were alive too. When it dropped, my heart dropped with it. That is how deep it went. Friends started teasing me. You're always online. You're married or what? I laughed. But inside, I was already building a life around her replies. I planned my moods around her tone. My sleep around her last message. My happiness around how fast she typed back. That is dangerous. I know that now. Back then, I called it love. There were days when my phone battery died and I felt like someone cut my oxygen. I borrowed chargers. I sat near sockets like a beggar. All for a name on a screen. All for a voice note. She used to say, "If I ever disappear, will you notice?" I said, I would feel it in my bones. She laughed. I should have listened to how she said it. Soft. Careless. Like a joke that already knows the ending. The first red flag came quietly. So quiet that I ignored it. I told myself I was overthinking. I told myself people get busy. I told myself love is patient. I told myself many lies. Because when something feels like home, you forgive the cracks in the walls. You tell yourself the noise is just the wind. I did not see it as a warning. I saw it as a small problem. And I kept loving her the same way. Hard. Blind. Like nothing could ever change. That it started small. A reply that came 10 minutes late. Then 15. Then hours. I told myself she was busy. I told myself work. I told myself life. Anything but what I was feeling, distance. The messages became shorter. Okay. Sure. Busy. I pretended it didn't matter. I told my friends I was fine. I laughed at jokes I didn't even feel. But inside, my chest was tightening. Every scene felt like a little push away. One night, I typed a message, nervous, careful, trying not to overstep. Did I do something? I waited. Scrolling through my phone, feeling every second like it weighed a ton. Her reply came. No. You're overthinking. That should have been reassuring. It wasn't. Because her tone, her words, didn't match the way she used to write. No emojis. No extra letters. No playful teasing. Just flat. Empty, and that flatness stayed with me longer than I wanted to admit. The small fight started after that. Tiny disagreements blown up in my head. Who left the call first? Why she didn't answer at the same time I did. Why I noticed everything she didn't say. We never yelled. We didn't need to. The silence said it all. I remember staring at one message that came later that night. It wasn't dramatic. It didn't say, "I'm leaving." It didn't even say anything mean. But the words changed everything. The way she typed. The casual tone. The pause between paragraphs. I felt my heart twist the first time I realized it. This was not the same girl who stayed up with me on rainy nights. This was not the one who made me feel like home. Something shifted, and I couldn't tell anyone yet. Not my friends. Not my family. Not even myself. I kept scrolling, hoping the next line would explain it. Hoping she'd come back to the old way, to laughter, to warmth. But that message, it had already begun the distance. I didn't see it then, but it was the first real crack in the foundation that I started loving harder. Not softly. Not quietly. Louder. Brighter. Full of desperation I didn't know I had. Every text I sent became longer. I told her about my day, my thoughts, my fears. I shared the stupid little things I would usually keep to myself. I sent pictures of food she didn't ask for. I sent songs I thought she'd like. I wrote paragraphs about memories, and I asked questions I didn't even want answers to. I apologized constantly. For things I hadn't done wrong. For mistakes I didn't even see as mistakes. For laughing too loud. For saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. I was apologizing for existing. And she said less. Much less. Sometimes nothing at all. I would stare at the chat like a fool, rereading every single word. Looking for a clue. Looking for a sign that she still cared. That maybe, just maybe, she hadn't drifted away. People like us, we love louder when we feel them leaving. When we sense the distance, we try to fill it with our voices, our presence, our effort. But love doesn't work that way. Effort cannot drag someone back who's already walking away. Some nights I typed messages I didn't even want to send at first. Confessions of love. Confessions of fear. Confessions of regret. And then I sent them anyway. I told her I missed her. I told her I didn't understand why she seemed so far. I asked if I had done something wrong. I begged her not to disappear from me completely. Nothing changed. The replies came slower. Or not at all. My phone became my heartbeat. Every notification was a surge of hope, followed by a crash when it wasn't her. I told myself I was doing the right thing. That love was about holding on. That silence didn't mean the end. But I was fooling myself. I could feel it in the small ways, the pauses in her voice notes, the way she said, "I'm busy," without apology, the way her texts felt, flat. I could feel her slipping. And then came the night when I decided I had to say everything. No games. No jokes. No careful words. One message. One message that held every feeling I had buried for weeks. One message that would either bring us back, or confirm that she had gone for good. I stared at the screen. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, shaking. My heart pounding so loudly I could hear it in my ears. This is it. I was about to send everything I had. Every fear. Every love. Every regret. Everything. And yet, the thought of sending it terrified me. Because I knew. I knew that once it was sent, there would be no taking it back. No undo button for a heart.t was quiet that night. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that presses against your chest and makes every heartbeat sound like a drum you can't escape. We had been arguing for hours, though it didn't feel like arguing at first. It started as small things. She didn't reply fast enough, I read too much into a message, I said something that wasn't wrong but sounded wrong. The usual. But that night, it was different. Her voice notes started coming in. Short. Flat. Almost clipped. I could hear the exhaustion in her tone, like every word cost her energy she didn't have. And I didn't know what to do except listen. One voice note. 3 words that broke me. I can't do this anymore. I froze. My hands trembling. The phone almost slipped from my grip. I stared at the message for a long time, as if staring hard enough could make her take it back. I typed something. Deleted it. Typed again. Stared at the keyboard like it held the answers. Finally, I whispered to the quiet room. Then teach me how to fix it. Another voice note came. Silence. Then a sigh. And then, nothing. Minutes passed like hours. I kept hitting the replay button, hoping to hear the warmth that was always there. Hoping to hear her laugh, her little sighs, her voice that said everything I didn't need to ask. But there was only the cold. The tired. The distance I hadn't wanted to admit. We tried to talk. Words stumbled over each other. Misunderstandings bloomed into walls. I said something I shouldn't have, trying too hard. She said something I didn't understand, and it felt like she wasn't even speaking to me anymore, like she was speaking to someone else I could never reach. Tears came. Quiet, slow. Not the kind that screams, just the kind that creeps down your cheeks when no one is watching. I called her name softly. My voice cracked. I wanted to hold her. I wanted her to say it was okay. That we could start again. She didn't. And then, after hours of trembling, staring, hoping, I typed one final message. Everything I wanted to say. Everything I was scared to say. My love. My mistakes. My fears. My regrets. My desperate plea to not be left behind. I read it over once. Twice. My thumb hovered over send. My chest hurt. My lungs felt tight. My fingers shook so badly I thought I would drop the phone again. And then I hit send. It disappeared into the chat. Blue ticks would tell me she read it. But at that moment, I didn't care if she had. I just released it. And then I waited. Waiting was worse than anything. Waiting felt like standing in the rain without an umbrella, knowing it could wash away everything you were. Waiting to see if she would reply. Waiting to see if the person who was my home would return. Waiting for the impossible that I finally admitted it all in that message. Every fear I had held back for weeks. Every word I had swallowed so I wouldn't seem weak. Every truth I had hidden behind jokes and "I'm fine" texts. I typed it all. I told her I loved her. Not softly. Not carefully. But like someone holding a piece of their heart on the screen. I told her I was scared. Scared of losing her. Scared that the laughter we shared was already slipping through my fingers. I apologized. For my impatience. For reading too much into her silence. For loving too much. For being me. I wrote about the nights I stayed awake thinking she would disappear before dawn. I wrote about the mornings I woke up hoping for a single text that would make the world feel right again. I wrote, "I can't fix this if you don't let me in. Please, just tell me what I can do. I'll do anything. Don't leave me like this." And then I pressed send. The blue ticks appeared almost immediately. Seen. That blue tick was louder than any goodbye. I stared at it for hours. Scrolling through old messages. Old photos. Old memories that felt alive and cruel at the same time. My phone dimmed. Chargers ran low. Night gave way to the faint light of morning, and she still hadn't typed a single word. I imagined her reading it. Saw her expression. Tired, maybe a little sad. Cold, maybe a little resolved. My imagination was merciless. I typed again. Deleted it. Typed something else. Deleted it. I didn't dare call. Not now. Not after everything. It felt like pulling on a rope that wasn't mine anymore. And then, without thinking, I unlocked her profile to look at her photo. I don't know why I did it. A mix of hope and fear, I guess. The desperate need to see her as she was, maybe to find some sign she still cared. I saw her smiling. Not a fake smile. Not a forced one. A real one. Happy. Calm. Like she wasn't carrying the weight I had been drowning in all night. And that was the moment reality hit me harder than any message ever could. She was here. I was here. But we were not together. I put the phone down. My fingers tingled. My chest ached. The world outside was waking up, indifferent. And I understood, this was not a fight I could win. This was not a misunderstanding I could fix. She had read my heart. And she had decided to stay silent. Some breakups have no goodbye. Only updates. Her profile picture changed first. A new smile, hair tucked behind her ear differently than I remembered, eyes shining in a way that didn't include me. I stared at it too long, memorizing the details as if memorizing could bring her back. Then came the status updates. Coffee with friends. A song she liked. A caption that made me wonder if she even thought of me anymore. Each little post was a quiet announcement, I am living. And I am living without you. I kept typing messages I never sent. Half sentences. Questions I didn't want the answer to. Love I didn't want to admit again. Are you okay? Do you remember? I miss you. Each time I hit delete, my thumb shook. The screen glared back at me like it knew I was helpless, her laughter in videos, the little moments she shared online. I was missing from them all. I watched her living life in fragments I couldn't reach. I knew every smile, every word, every update, belonged to someone else now, or to no one. And yet, I stayed connected. I checked her stories. Her profile. Her little life snippets, pretending it was just curiosity, but really it was pain wrapped up in hope. Hope that one day, she'd remember me in the small way she once did. Some breakups aren't loud. They aren't confrontations or arguments. They are quiet. Cold. Gradual. Like someone leaving a room while you're still sitting there, watching the door swing slowly behind them. I kept typing messages into the empty chat box. My heart beating in sync with the blinking cursor. And I knew, deep down, that she wasn't coming back. That she had already left, without leaving. But I couldn't stop. I wanted her to read them, wanted her to care, wanted anything, and then came the moment I would learn the truth. The real reason she had started leaving before she ever sent a word. A reason I was not ready for. I thought I understood her silence. Thought it was distance, stress, maybe even a bad mood. I told myself stories to make the nights bearable, stories where she'd come back, stories where we'd laugh about all of this later. I was wrong. It came from a friend. Casual, like dropping a line about the weather. She moved on weeks ago, they said, voice careful, as if I couldn't handle it. Weeks ago. I felt my stomach turn, a slow, sinking weight. My chest tightened. My hands went numb. My phone slipped from my fingers and clattered to the floor. Weeks ago. And I had been sending messages, apologizing, loving, begging, to someone who had already built a life in her mind that didn't include me. She wasn't cheating, not exactly. She wasn't cruel. She just replaced me in the spaces I had thought were ours. Slowly. Quietly. Emotionally. Like a shadow slipping into the corner while I was still reaching for the light. I couldn't even hate her. That would have required distance I didn't have. All I could do was sit in the emptiness she had left, listening to my own heartbeat like it was mocking me. And then it hit me. My biggest mistake. I had loved her so much that I ignored the first cracks. I had forgiven her silence. I had convinced myself that patience would be enough, that my effort could hold her in a world where she no longer wanted to stay. I had waited. And in waiting, I had done nothing when I could have, the little things I ignored, the soft warnings I dismissed, the nights I stayed awake hoping instead of acting, they were my fault. Not hers. Mine. I realized then that heartbreak is not always about being hurt by someone else. Sometimes it's about seeing clearly too late, about understanding that the moment you could have saved yourself, you didn't. I sat there for hours, thinking about all the things I could have said, all the steps I could have taken, all the small truths I didn't confront. And the truth was unbearable, she had already moved on emotionally. My messages, my love, my confessions, they were echoes in a room she had already left that I loved her too much. Not in the romantic, soft way people talk about. I loved her in a way that made me forget myself. I was always available. Always waiting. Always bending myself into whatever shape she needed. If she was busy, I waited. If she needed space, I gave her mine. If she wanted distance, I disappeared, quietly, hoping she'd come back before I vanished completely. And in doing all that, I lost myself. I forgot what I liked without her. Forgot the little things that made me happy. Forgot the way I used to laugh at nothing. I became a shadow, stretched thin over her life, trying to fill the corners she left empty. And it wasn't love. It was fear. Fear of losing her completely. Fear of being alone. Fear that the world outside her smile was too much to face, that I let that fear control me. Let it write my actions, my words, my heart. If you are watching this, don't disappear for someone. Don't bend yourself into pieces so small that you can't recognize yourself. Don't give your whole life to someone who may leave quietly while you are still figuring out how to stay. I kept checking my phone, scrolling old chats, trying to imagine the life I had with her, pretending I could hold on to it if I just loved harder. But harder didn't work. It never worked. And then I realized I had to try something I wasn't ready for, that I had to let go. I had to face the emptiness she left behind, the silence she carried away, the spaces in my life that were no longer hers. I had to move on. Not because I wanted to. Not because my heart had healed. But because staying meant disappearing entirely, and I was not ready to disappear. And so I tried. The phone is quiet now. No messages. No notifications. No little pings that used to make my chest jump. Just the hum of the screen lighting up when I pick it up, and nothing else. I scroll through our old chats sometimes. Names, dates, voice notes, pictures. All reminders that she existed. That we existed. And all of it now feels like someone else's life, a story I used to be in but no longer belong to. Her name is still in the search bar. I type it sometimes, almost out of habit, almost out of hope. And every time, I delete it quickly. I tell myself I'm done. But the fingers remember before the brain does. Nights are long. Sleepless. Random tears come for no reason. A song, a memory, a smell in the street. Little things that remind me she was here, and now she's not. The world outside moves on. Friends laugh, family talks. Work happens. Life continues. But my space feels hollow, like a house stripped of furniture. I think about the past. How busy it was. How full of her I was. How my days were counted in texts and calls and little moments we shared. And now the same days stretch endlessly, empty, silent, heavy. I still catch myself checking my phone for her name, for her presence, for anything that tells me she is still mine, even though I know she isn't. Sometimes I whisper to myself in the dark, maybe tomorrow. And then I do it. One last time. I type her name. Slowly. Carefully. Not to message. Not to send. Just to see it. Just to feel it. And I stare. And for a moment, it's everything. The laughter, the late night calls, the small fights, the silly arguments. All of it condensed into a single word glowing on my screen. Then I deleted that. I let it go. Not because the pain is gone. Not because my heart is fixed. But because I need to live in a world where she is not moving my pieces anymore. And so I start. I deleted the chat. Not because I wanted to forget. Not because I wanted to erase her from my life. I deleted it because keeping it open felt like holding onto a door that was already closed. The messages, the voice notes, the little jokes, all gone. But the memories stayed. They are tucked inside me, like photographs pressed between the pages of a book I'll never finish. I know she will never reply. I know that even if I wanted to reach out again, even if I typed 1,000 messages, they would vanish into the same empty silence. And that is enough. I am not happy. I am not smiling. I am not pretending. But I am calm. Sad, yes. Heavy, yes. But calm. Because I have accepted what is. What was. What I cannot change. I think about the mornings we shared, the nights on calls, the laughter, the fights, the quiet moments. All of it exists in me now. And I realize, that is love too. Love that doesn't need a reply. Love that doesn't need closure. Love that lives quietly, in the memory, in the heart, in the spaces where it once was. Sometimes I catch myself smiling softly, thinking of her. Not because it hurts less, but because it's over, and I can finally breathe. My best relationship didn't end in a fight. It ended in silence. A silence I have learned to live with. A silence that taught me how to love, how to lose, and how to keep moving forward without forgetting.